StellaRoseAllDay. Let me set the chat. Okay. Okay. How is everybody tonight? Did you enjoy the live that we had the other night with Michelle Gray? And she did the piece on Liam Payne. So what I wanted to talk about, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting my channel and got my memberships over 1,000. Thank you very much. Been working on a merchandise line that will be promoted through YouTube, on YouTube. That's exciting for 2025. But what I want to talk about tonight is, so first of all, when I comment in other videos or whatever about Aaron Carter's case, and so there was a video I commented on. Cupid, you can come over here if you want. You can come over here. Come here. You can come over here. It's okay. Come here. Let me just get Cupid over here. Cupid, you can come over here. Okay, it's up to you. Love you. Okay, so I think there was this video and it was new evidence about Aaron Carter and the feds have reopened the case. Okay, first of all, as far as Aaron Carter goes, the feds never closed the case. Who reopened the case was the district attorney's office in Los Angeles, California. Okay. And for the people who say, oh, well, you don't have any proof. Listen, I do have proof and I do have the receipts, but I really don't care if you believe me or don't believe me anyway. I'm not here to solve all of the world's problems. Okay. And there's a lot of problems that need to be solved. Okay. But I'm not going to solve them all. Okay. I picked one, Aaron Carter. Okay. And people are like, well, are you going to do Liam Payne's story? Liam Payne, Matthew Perry, Aaron Carter. What's the difference? What's the difference? I'll tell you what the difference is. Aaron's was in 2022, Matthew Perry's was in 2023, and Liam Payne's was in 2024. Okay. Other than that, it's the same scenario. Read about Liam Payne's death. His manager abandoned him right before he died. Okay. So if Liam and Aaron are the same characters, then Taylor Helgeson and Raj, or whatever his name was as far as Liam's manager, same thing. And then it was the same thing with the, he was talking to somebody over Instagram, okay? Same thing with before Aaron Carter died, he tweeted Kanye West. And it's like, he didn't tweet Kanye West, okay? I'm going to tell you something right now. When Aaron drove up into that driveway from Walmart, that was it, okay? The Kanye West tweets, the Instagram with Sonia Cruz, it was all part of the setup, okay? All part of the setup. All of it. I don't believe anything about Liam Payne offing himself or unaliving himself. He was talking to Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls, okay? Allegedly, he was sticking up for her as she was an alleged victim, okay? And let me tell you why they take people out, why they unalive people, okay? Because they don't want to take accountability for their actions, okay? That's why. And so here's the thing with the boy in the suitcase, okay? The whole thing about the boy in the suitcase is, first of all, Biggie Smalls was killed after it was Biggie Smalls, and then Tupac was killed, okay? And the name of Sean Diddy's record company is Bad Boy Records. Why do you think he would call it Bad Boy Records? It's like you really don't have to think too hard to figure all this out, okay? Do you really think that nobody knew about what was going on with P. Diddy and his freak off parties since 1999. Do you really think that nobody knew? Of course they knew. Okay. Like you guys are like, call the FBI, call the police. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I work with the police if they need information, but they kill off their own. Okay. So Jason Vigor worked on Aaron Carter's case from December 2022 all the way through August of 2024. Okay. And he's a Los Angeles Sheriff's Department homicide detective, specifically focusing on narcotics. Okay. Who dies driving a car 5 miles an hour? Come on. Come on. So, as far as like telling the police, what does telling the police do? What does notifying the FBI do? They can't do anything unless they have evidence, okay? And with the whole thing with like Jay-Z, the girl was inconsistent with her story. Well, you guys allegedly drugged her up. How do you expect for her to think with a mind? How is she supposed to remember every single thing that happened that night when she was drugged out of her mind? Okay. Let me tell you the biggest clue there. Okay, your wife, Beyonce, okay, dropped her last name. So if that and her mom liked a ABC News Instagram post about Jay-Z being sued for an alleged rape of a minor. Okay. So when your mother-in-law and your wife, okay, are distancing themselves from you, why do you expect everybody else in the whole world to want to believe you? Oh, I'm sure you do want that case over with, okay? Because the Super Bowl is in February. The NFL is not going to change its relationship with Jay-Z. It's because they're doing the same thing. Birds of a feather flock together, okay? There's no excuses there, okay? They'll eventually change their tune and eventually get rid of Jay-Z, okay? In my opinion, that's what I really believe, okay? Because what happens is everybody starts turning on each other. So they said that Jay-Z and Beyonce knew that it was only a matter of time before things started happening to them after Diddy got locked up. Duh. Duh. What do you think was going to happen? Okay. What do you think is going to happen? He's locked up in a cell and he's not going to get out. The only way he's going to get out is if they Epstein him, okay? Where I don't think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself, okay? But, whatever happened to him, it was the death of Jeffrey Epstein as we know it, okay? So Ellen leaves because Ellen wants to distance herself from Diddy and avoid all kinds of like United States press or whatever. So she runs off to England, but Prince Andrew's over there. So I guess they're just going to pick up the charade game over there. Maybe it's less strict over there. I don't really know. Okay. But I know that Donald Trump becoming president and things changing January 20th. Yeah, the celebrities, they're worried. Did you hear about like Will Smith? He's doing a stand up and he's got a microphone and he's like, just so you know, don't believe anything that you hear about me and Diddy. Yeah, I went to the parties, but I didn't have anything to do with any of that. Just so you know. And it's like, this is how they're all trying to save themselves. Okay. They're all trying to save themselves. A bidding war with the freak off tapes. Well, Diddy's going to need that money. Okay. And I don't think that it's that strange that Diddy's main lawyer's wife, who's also a lawyer, okay, is defending the shooter of the United Healthcare CEO, okay, and it just so happened to be in Pennsylvania within a 2-hour drive of the guy that shot Trump. Okay, so Pennsylvania used to be a swing state. They have, there's a rumor that the CEO from United Healthcare that was shot, was gunned down, okay, was going to testify against Nancy Pelosi, okay? And so I wouldn't put it past them if they just got another person from Pennsylvania to go ahead and shoot people and unalive them, okay? Because once they unalive somebody, then that witness is gone, okay? So the thing is, yeah, you can go ahead and tell the police all that you want, but the police can be easily bought off and easily persuaded or scared. Listen, they have families too. They have families too. Do I think that everybody who was a whistleblower? Okay, listen. He got away with this for 25 years somehow. Okay. Why is it all of a sudden now everything is coming down? It's because there's a change in government. All of a sudden now Mark Zuckerberg is donating to Trump. And it's like, yeah, because your bestie Bill Gates, okay, crash and burn, okay, because in my opinion, Bill Gates is a creep. Okay, I hate Bill Gates. I just hate that guy. I think he's a creep. I definitely think that he was on Epstein Island. Okay, and as far as Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, could care less about it. Could care less. I hope that platform crashes and dies and takes their drug Instagram. Okay, Instagram. Why do you think it was called Instagram? Okay, like Instacart. Okay, because it's where the drug dealers hang out and DM each other. Okay. So now that the Democrats can't hide the child sex trafficking, okay, under the big umbrella, ABC, TMZ, Warner Brothers, the whole entertainment, all of Hollywood, on and on, on and on, on and on, on and on, okay, they're all going to crash and burn. And rightfully so, because reality TV took over. But let's talk about the Kardashians for a minute, okay? So Kanye West, maybe Kanye West got the secret sauce like they did to Britney. Remember when Kanye West ran off to Montana and was gonna build like his mega church or whatever, and Justin Bieber went and talked to him? Why do you think Justin Bieber went and talked to him and prayed with him? Maybe they tried to secret sauce Kanye West, okay? Um, all of a sudden Kanye West is being sued by one of his employees for sexual assault. And then they're saying that some girl on TikTok was saying that Black China was inappropriate with her when Dream was home. And it's like, well, historically speaking, the Kardashians, Kim's tape, didn't her mom put her sex tape out after Paris Hilton had hers come out because it was a way to market things? Like, all they want to do is be able to have control over their kids. So if they can get rid of Kanye West, they're going to do it. If they can get rid of Black China, they're going to do it. So I had somebody today ask me why I was working on the case about the boy in the suitcase. Okay, and I'm like, well, let me tell you why I'm working on the case about the boy in the suitcase that happened in 1996. Okay, if you watch Biggie Small's video that was filmed in Brooklyn in 1996, R. Kelly's in there, P. Diddy's in there, Mary J. Blige is in there. Biggie's wife is in there. There's a lot of people who their whole music career surrounded Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, P. Diddy, okay? All going back to the same big umbrella, okay? Like when I hear that Liam Payne was dropped from Universal Music Group via Simon Cowell. Yeah, they don't want to be a part of another lawsuit. They don't want to be a part of another lawsuit. Do you really think that they want to be a part of another lawsuit? Why is it when you hear a Shanti song, they say Murder Inc. Murder Inc. is like a watermark. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning of the song. Why is it so hard to believe that they kill witnesses off or whistleblowers off? Why is that so hard to believe? And you know what? If people don't want to believe it, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't publish my books so people can buy them. I appreciate it when they do, and the truth is available for those who seek it. But if you don't, I could care less. You know what I'm saying? I put it out there because it needs to be documented, time stamped. Okay. That's why. But the only way to really get justice is to work with attorneys, okay? Because attorneys will be able to get things processed through the legal system. If you're looking for justice in the legal system, you have to get the attorneys on board. Yeah, it is a good idea to include law enforcement as far as like the FBI or the sheriff's department in Aaron's case or whatever. Yes, it is good. It is good to work. Not all of them are corrupt, not all of them are bad, but the ones that are good and the ones that can make a difference, they kill them. Okay, they kill them off. So you have like as far as like California and Los Angeles, that's a lost cause. Okay. That's for me, that's just like a dumpster fire and that'll get straightened out and it'll get straightened out. But trying to get justice and all of that moving down in Los Angeles, with the people that are running it, good luck with that. But there's other people that will straighten it out. Why do you think they have P. Diddy in New York being processed through New York? Why do you think that they have him doing that? Because he's not going to get away with it in New York, okay? Why do you think Tony Busby is filing all these lawsuits in all these different states? Because they're going to nail him one way or another, okay? But let's get back to the boy in the suitcase, okay? So the boy in the suitcase coming forward represents homicide, okay? So if you can get let's say Sean Combs on homicide charges, or you can get Jay-Z on homicide charges, once they're wrapped up in a scenario like that, it's not so easy to get out of, okay? They can go ahead and it's easier for them to get out of sexual assault cases because they're not facing a lifetime in jail. Like if you do the research on R. Kelly's case, you'll see that even the lawyer that defended R. Kelly back in 2006 went on record before he died and said, R. Kelly was guilty. I lied and got him off. He was guilty. He should have faced the consequences way back then, but I he was a paying client, so I got him off. So R. Kelly ran around abusing more women all because there was a lawyer who wasn't honest and didn't do the right thing. And you know what happened to that lawyer? He ended up getting very sick and coming down with cancer, and it was a slow death for him. So he did suffer towards the end of his life. So there's no escaping it, okay? One of the reasons why I definitely believe that Nancy Pelosi was in on the killing of that United Healthcare CEO is because right after that, she ended up in the hospital. And people who lie, they get sick and something happens to them. Okay. So you're not going to escape. You're not going to escape the karma. I definitely believe that Nancy Pelosi was connected to the guy, Luigi, in Pennsylvania, who took out the United Healthcare guy. Okay. If you don't want to believe it, I don't care. I don't need you to believe it. I don't care. Now, the boy in the suitcase. Okay. I think that after the boy in the suitcase was was killed, okay, then they took out Biggie, okay, because you know what they say, you know what Italians, well, you know what they say about Italians that, it's why don't Italians like Jehovah Witnesses? Because they don't like any witnesses, okay? So as far as Sean Combs protecting his record label, Bad Boy Records, okay? If you don't think that he was being a bad boy and living up to his name, what do you think he was doing? What do you think he was doing? Do you think that he was going home and crocheting hats and gloves and scarves? No. All of those people, like Biggie Smalls was a crack dealer turned rapper, and that was a way for him to say that he made it out of the projects, but they never left the drugs behind. Okay, they never left the drugs behind. The music industry was a cover up for the drug scene. Okay, they like, oh, there's a picture now of P Diddy and Kate Moss with a pill in his hands. Okay, the drug dealers that lived in the projects made music, made a record label, was a front for the drug industry the entire time. That's why when I had Linda Carabello on, she said that all they did was get El Chapo, but there's more El Chapos out there, okay? So they never stopped dealing drugs. They just used the music industry as a front, okay? They used that as a cover up, okay? So to mask the drug sales, to mask the alcohol sales, to mask the child trafficking. That boy, the boy in the suitcase, he's not in the missing persons database. Why isn't he in the missing persons database? Why isn't he in there? Why isn't he in there? Because they don't want people looking for him, okay? But we have a description of him. We have information on the boy in the suitcase, but there were more boys in the suitcases, okay? So anybody who was in that music video, like Mary J. Blige, who said that she did things that Sean Combs made her do things that she didn't want to do. Okay, the reason why Jay-Z wants to stop the sexual assault lawsuit is because they don't want discovery. They don't want people to start looking in his backyards, looking into his financials, looking into this, looking into that. Okay, so but they're going to. You know what I mean? And my whole thing is like, look, if I have the opportunity, okay, to work with law enforcement, to bring a strong enough case, to bring evidence to a lawyer who would be able to bring forward charges of homicide, okay, that they're not getting out of. Okay, you're not going to, if you are found guilty of murdering someone, especially a minor, you're not getting out of jail. Okay, you're not getting out of jail. The next move will be, oh, P. Diddy unalived himself and blah, 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 just like Jeffrey Epstein or whatever, okay? But you can't tell me that the music industry, Universal Music Group, okay? It's my belief, it's my opinion from the research that I've done. Aaron Carter, Matthew Perry, Liam Payne, all the same, but the names change, that it's not a drug industry and an alcohol industry, okay? With them, what's the difference between Ciroc and whatever alcohol J-Lo doesn't even drink, okay? Do you really think at 55 years old, okay, that you can drink like that and promote, oh, I'm drinking? She doesn't drink. She can't drink. You get in, by the time you're in your 40s, you can't drink anymore. If you drink one day, it takes 2 days for you to recover. The body doesn't snap back like that, okay? That is some BS fairy tale crap. If you think that J-Lo is over there sipping on tequila and she looks like that, okay? Ain't no way. It's every single day of her life, taking every piece of energy that she has to hold up her image like Weekend like Bernie's, okay? That's what it is. You get older and it's like all you can do is work on yourself to keep yourself together, to keep your appearance up. You're not drinking, okay? So it's my belief and my opinion that Biggie Smalls never stopped selling drugs. Jay-Z never stopped selling drugs. That Sean Diddy Combs never stopped selling the drugs, okay? They never stopped it at all. They just masked it. Like if you go back and you look at Sean Combs, he told you, I wasn't a good singer. My songs didn't even sell. That's why I just promoted everybody else. Because he was probably just doing the sex trafficking and and selling the drugs and the alcohol because there was more money to be made doing it all. Okay, you can't tell me that Jay-Z is a smart guy when look at his grammar in that one letter. I made it out of the Brooklyn Project. Okay, you made it out of the Brooklyn Project. Which Brooklyn Project was that? Okay, all of your fake physicists. Okay, it's psychics. Okay, so whatever, but it's a cover up. Okay, everything is a cover up, and it's all an inside job. All right. Now, do I think that ABC News is going to go ahead and exploit their family, everybody that's under the big umbrella group? No, no, not at all. They went ahead and look what Trump did. Trump got a $15 million settlement, okay, that from ABC News, okay? That's how reliable ABC is. They just paid Trump 15 million, okay? Now, as far as Aaron's Law goes with Congress, didn't we just see in the news about Madison, Wisconsin, the 15-year-old that went and shot up her school? And the suspected reason is because of bullying, okay? This is how badly the laws need to be updated, okay? As far as bullying, and don't tell me that wasn't bullying that happened over the internet, because these kids today, that's all that they know is the internet. When's the last time you saw a kid ride a bike down the street? Maybe like 3 months ago I saw one, and it was like one kid. Okay, you don't see kids outside playing like they used to. Everything is online, internet, online, internet, online, internet. Why is it so crazy for Congress? Why do I have to do so much work, okay, to get the dinosaurs, okay, over in Congress to update internet laws that the last time they were updated was 1996, okay? As far as TikTok being banned, great. They should be. Bye. They don't have any respect for the United States laws. They went ahead and banned my account, my original account, after I had 5,000 followers. How many times did they ban people just because they had the power to do it? Because they were in a partnership with Sony or whatever, and anybody that spoke up, they had to censor that. That's why Mark Zuckerberg is all of a sudden running over and being like, "Okay, Trump, what can I do to get on your good side?" You know, and Trump's like, a little too late. Okay, a little too late, but I mean, I ain't gonna take your platform out, but I'm certainly not gonna endorse it. Okay, I know you're trying to distance yourself from Bill Gates over there. Okay, but when the wife leaves, when Melinda left, why? Let me tell you something about a woman and a man, okay? Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you this, and I don't want you to ever forget it, okay? A woman doesn't leave a good man. They don't. If a woman leaves their husband, it's because he's a POS, okay? Because I've never one time, you know what? You go out on anytime, if you go out on a date with a guy, and their ex is calling them nonstop, you know that you have a good man, okay? If he's like, "Man, the ex is calling me again." Yeah, because she's trying to get back what she already lost, okay? A woman does not leave a good man. So when Melinda left, it was because she knew what was, she was like, "Okay, no, yeah, no. You're not, a drowning man takes two people down with him, okay?" So what I'm saying is that I'm gonna work on the missing children's cases, okay? And the information that I get, maybe I'll publish it, maybe I won't. People are like, "Well, are you afraid that, your life is in danger?" Um, my life is in danger no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I could get hit by a car crossing a street. I could get struck by lightning. Okay? That's not a reason not to do something. I think that if you really, really, really want to put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, if you hire a lawyer, and anybody who's ever hired a lawyer knows this, okay? If you want your lawyer to win your case, you need to present the evidence to the lawyer, okay? Because what a lawyer does is a lawyer takes your evidence and takes your case and he presents it to a judge. A lawyer is not going to take a case to present in front of a judge unless he knows he's going to win. Okay. Do you know how expensive it is and how time consuming it is to go to law school? Do you really think that Tony Busby is going to go ahead and take a case and file a case against a music mogul like Jay-Z unless he thought he was going to win? Unless he thought he was going to win? And I do believe that he was being threatened and his clients were being threatened, and they had certain individuals say that they were from law enforcement that were baiting the victims, okay? But what do you expect out of a victim who was 13 years old and was drugged? You really expect that person to remember everything? When they put these drugs in your system, okay, let's just take Britney Spears, for example, okay? They secret sauced Britney Spears. Okay, Britney Spears will never go back to "Oops, I Did It Again" days. Okay, never. That's never gonna happen. She's what, like 1-2 years away from a "Where's Britney" documentary, just like Wendy Williams. I believe that Puff Daddy or somebody in the Wendy Williams said was that a music mogul sabotaged her. Okay. So Jamie Foxx, whatever it was. Okay. People in their circle, people that they knew for sure had information on them, they were going to win at all cost. So it was, I forget what article I was reading where they said that, Sean Combs and his son allegedly shot somebody in LA in a recording studio. I'm sure you've heard of that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You really think that was the first time? The boy in the suitcase who went to the hospital because he was sodomized, okay? If there's no records at the hospital of him or any other children being brought in, it's because the doctors were being bought off. Anybody could get bought off, okay? But what I'm saying is for all of this to go on for 25 years, okay? There's going to be plenty of witnesses, okay? And at the end of the day, what I think is going to happen is that the ideal thing, if I was Tony Busby, if I was some of these other victims lawyers, is I would be like, oh, well, where there's smoke, there's fire. And I would start racking up the homicides, okay? Because once you get them in on a homicide, they're not getting out. They're not getting out. I don't think Diddy's going to get out anyway. But as far as Jay-Z goes, I think the handwriting's on the wall. Okay. And for the people who don't want to believe it, who want to be like, oh, Jay-Z for life, Jay-Z for, hey, it's, you know what? Different strokes for different folks. But, the reason why I'm not afraid for my life or anything like that is because, first of all, nobody really knows who I answer to, if I answer to anybody at all. You don't have any idea, and you're never going to find out. That's why, no, I'm not afraid for my life. What am I doing? I'm documenting facts, okay? I'm documenting facts. I don't rely on law enforcement. I don't rely on the FBI. As a matter of fact, I might be suing the FBI here in about a few minutes, okay? Because I found out things about the FBI and some very interesting things about the FBI. So I might actually be suing the FBI in just a short amount of time here in a class action suit as that. So does that mean that I won't work with them as far as like Aaron's case or, as far as like Jordan's case? So I'm Jordan, the boy that's in the suitcase. I mean, I will work with them as long as they're working with the same people that I'm working with, who I know for a fact it's going to be straightened out. Like the people that I deal with, it goes somewhere. That's why I'm like, yeah, I mean, I document stuff and put it up on YouTube or Amazon or whatever, but I mean, I put it out there just to put it out there, but I'm not relying on anybody in my audience to do anything for me or to make a difference or whatever. I ask for the public's help from time to time because I know that there's people out there that'll eventually see the video or know that somebody's talking about it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the thing is like if you are locked in with the right lawyers, then they already know that, and that's why they don't come after you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need people if you don't I don't need anybody from the general public to believe anything that I have to say. That's your the court of the public opinion isn't going to do this for me. You get what I'm saying? I could care less. You're not going to make a difference for me. I talk to the people and I deal with the people who are going to make a difference for me. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and inform the people who really want to know the truth. You know what I'm saying? As far as like people who talk about Aaron Carter's case, even if they're wrong, I'm glad that they still talk about Aaron Carter because it keeps Aaron Carter alive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could sit here all day and talk about Melanie Martin and Angel Carter Conrad saying that Aaron was a drug addict mental, but what are they? Do I think that Melanie Martin does drugs? Yeah, I believe that she does. Okay, I do. I think that she does. I think that she did drugs before she met Aaron. That's probably how she got into it. Do I think that Angel Carter Conrad probably has or had a drug abuse problem? Yeah. How could she be the only one in the family that didn't have a substance abuse problem? Nick had one, but he doesn't have that anymore. Okay. But for whatever reason, it doesn't serve him. He doesn't even sing with the Backstreet Boys anymore. Okay. Again, it's every man for themselves. You know what I'm saying? But I don't believe Angel Carter Conrad being like, my mom was a drunk and our whole family was cursed by it's like I read where you got picked up for shoplifting, okay? I read where you got picked up for shoplifting, all right? You know what you sound like? You sound like you're regurgitating everything that Lori Knight told you to read off of a script, okay? I don't believe that you haven't done drugs. I don't believe that you haven't been someone who's abused drugs, okay? Melanie Martin to me looks like somebody who does drugs. She looks like somebody whose body has been forever changed because of drug use. That's what she looks like to me. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Mm. And so what I'm saying is that nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. But I think that like everybody should just get used to having more and more celebrity names being pulled out and being confronted, and that it's going to be a whole clearing of the deck. Okay, that it's going to be your Justin Bieber is going to be a whole nother Macaulay Culkin and Michael Jackson. You never heard him. He went ghost. He went radio silent. He's like, yeah, I'll do a movie here and there, but besides that, I ain't talking to anybody. Okay, and so then I feel like Justin Bieber is going to be the same way. That's why they took his money away. Okay. I feel like it was a good thing that Justin had his child because it gave him something to live for. But as far as like the, I feel like I feel bad that Liam Payne isn't with us anymore. But if you again just look at Aaron Carter, Matthew Perry, Liam Payne, what's the difference? What's the difference? 12 months went by for each one of them. That's it. Okay, that's all. And if you don't think that there's more to it, then that's fine. That's fine. Not everybody can be exceedingly smart and highly intelligent, okay? But make no mistake, I'm not here to convince anybody that my theories are correct, okay? I don't need to do that. I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate Aaron Carter allowing me, okay, to continue to work on his case in a way that will benefit people. Like, how great is that going to be when they have Aaron Carter's law passed in Congress? Okay, to know that if, let's just say, and this is hypothetical, let's just say that the shooter in Madison, Wisconsin was DMing, she was 15 years old, okay, so she was online. Let's say she was being bullied over direct messages on Instagram. Well, Instagram, as great as they are, Mark Zuckerberg, Meta, okay, you need to be able to have the ability that if these messages are threatening in nature, going back and forth with direct messages, that account gets shut down immediately. That IP address gets blocked. That phone IMEI number gets blocked. That can't go on your platform, okay? And that's what we're proposing to Congress. Not that like, oh, we're going to fine Instagram for allowing bullying to go on in chat rooms. No, you're going to be shut down if you don't shut it down. If they find out that these kids were bullying that girl, okay, and nothing was done about it over social media, that's exactly what the Aaron Carter law is all about in Congress, okay? You'd have to be a complete idiot to think, are you driving the same car that you drove in 1996? Are you wearing the same clothes that you wore in 1996? Okay? Maybe some people are still living in the same house that, they were in 1996, but it's time for the internet laws to be changed. Back in 1996, Instagram didn't exist. YouTube didn't exist, okay? So the reason why none of that has been updated is because the people who have been controlling, okay, all of that, Nancy Pelosi, okay, and the Democratic side, thanks to Jimmy Carter, who's still alive, who's on hospice for 2 years and is still alive, okay? But whatever, like, I'm not wishing anybody dead, but I'm just saying, like, seriously, how are they keeping that guy alive for 2 years if he's really that sick? Okay. But whatever. Okay. So here's the thing. Now that they don't have control anymore, they can't hold everybody back. They can't cover for Ellen. They can't cover for P. Diddy. Like who broadcasted the Wendy Williams show? It's really sad. Who went to go visit Wendy Williams? Did you watch that documentary? Black China. Black China. Okay. So like yesterday when it was, what was it, Dan Baldwin or whatever his name was? I don't even know. But it was one of the Baldwin brothers was like, it's all of them. It's all of them. Yeah, it's all of them. Ding, 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 ding. It's all of them. It's right. It's all of them. Okay. So you're only on the right side or the wrong side, but everybody's going to have to start drawing lines in the sand, okay? Start picking a side, okay? If you want to stick up for Jay-Z, stick up for Jay-Z. I don't care, but again, birds of a feather flock together. When his wife dropped the name Carter, okay, that means something, okay? And as far as the halftime show, I mean, why don't they just use the drones from China that are flying over New Jersey? You know what I'm saying? Why don't they just use a drone show? Why do you have to keep that narrative going with the music industry? I mean, when I heard the rumor that J-Lo was involved in drug trafficking, I was like, yeah, I believe it. I believe that. It was a rumor, but I definitely believe that, okay? Especially like Miami. Come on. Come on. Okay? I mean, she is Hispanic, but anyway, my point is that it's all bad. It's all bad. I mean, I'm not going to cover Aaron's story and only go so far because they killed Aaron Carter for a reason, okay? Aaron Carter met P. Diddy when he was 9 years old, okay? The boy in the suitcase was 16 years old. And so what I'm saying is that there's people who have information about alleged homicides that have to do with Sean Combs and possibly Jay-Z. Okay. So, yeah, I'm sure that they're trying to stop the rumors with just the sexual assaults, but it's going to get worse, and it's going to come out more, and they're not going to stop at just the sexual assaults. They can't. At least with Sean Combs they won't, okay? I'm not saying that Jay-Z goes around and killed people, but I'm saying that I wouldn't doubt it if he did, okay? And so the investigation into the homicides that surrounded Biggie Smalls and Bad Boy Records is an interesting investigation. And if it leads to something else, because they're all, if you look up Biggie Smalls being signed under Bad Boy Records, you're going to see Jay-Z, you're going to see Mary J. Blige, you're going to see R. Kelly, okay? So, like, why do you think that if R. Kelly was associated with Sean Combs, R. Kelly was acting like that because it was okay? Nobody was going to stop him. Could you imagine the stories that R. Kelly can tell? Because he knows he's not getting out of jail, so he might as well just go ahead and give away the store. Okay? You don't know what R. Kelly is telling people. You don't know what R. Kelly is saying that could potentially cause further indictments. You don't have any idea, and they're not going to tell you, okay? You get whatever you get. But I'm just saying that the sexual assault cases, they're great, but it'd be better if they could get them on homicides, okay? So, I mean, if that's the direction that it needs to go and I'm asked to do that work, then that's the work I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Liam Payne goes, it's no different than Matthew Perry or Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter, they let live, okay, after he was exposed at a very young age, but he said it himself that Michael Jackson gave him wine and cocaine, okay? He's on record saying that, okay? So do you think that Michael Jackson was the only one that gave a minor alcohol and illegal drugs? No. No, not at all. I actually think that Michael Jackson was trying to tell Aaron Carter, like, you don't want that? Well, if you don't want that, then you need to exit stage door left, because that's all that happens in this industry. That's all that happens in this industry, okay? And of course, with Melanie Martin and Taylor Helgeson, intentionally having a kid to extort, Aaron's legacy, because who was going to rat on him? Who was going to tell him? If it wasn't for me, they would have got away with their BS narrative, okay? So everybody knows how Aaron Carter died, okay? So and that executor, Eileen Fraud or whatever, okay, working with Spencer Williams allegedly, but you're not going to close that estate by the end of the year. No way. You can't. I've made too much noise, okay? And I'm completely unapologetic about it. And like I said, the truth is out there. Like, people are like, well, when is the truth going to come out about Pront's lyric? The truth is already out there. It just depends on where you look. If you're looking for it over at Camp TMZ, you're not going to find it, okay? You're not going to find it over at ABC News, okay? But you will find it if you look for it. I found it. So it's out there. It's just, what side of the equation do you want to believe? Do you really think that if they go ahead and if Jay-Z sues Jaguar Wright, people aren't going to believe what she already said? The toothpaste is already out of the tube. You can't take it back. You know how many views that person's got? A lot. okay? There's got to be some truth to what it is that she said. I mean, I don't believe the Kardashians at all, but that's just my opinion. The reason why I don't believe the Kardashians is because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, and their dad did get OJ off. So enough said there. But anyway, I just want to say thank you everybody who does support the channel and for supporting my YouTube channel and buying the books. Thank you for purchasing my books on Amazon and reading my lists on medium.com. I do appreciate it. And I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And if anybody has information about the 16-year-old in 1996 who lived at 226 St. James Place, who was signed to Bad Boy Records, who sang backup vocals for Biggie Smalls, okay? This person had a contract. Who I believe would have information is Ashanti and Mary J. Blige. So if it comes down to it, and there's lawyers that want to talk to them about homicide cases, I don't know if you're ever going to hear about that on YouTube or whatever. But I think that there's a very strong possibility that that information will come out in the near distant future. I would not be surprised. But I'm not surprised because I work on this stuff, so it doesn't surprise me at all. You know what I'm saying? I already know. It's like by the time you get it, I've known about that for weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's just, remember when I had Linda on 2 months ago? It was that afternoon is when I found out about the Aaron Carter tape and P. Diddy. But I didn't have any time to go into it. But I told you guys about that 2 months ago. And now all of a sudden the Baldwin brother goes, oh, there's a bidding war. It's been going on. Okay, it's been going on. So you see what I'm saying? But I knew about that 2 months ago. I told you about that 2 months ago. Go back to Linda's live. I said, I just found out today about the Aaron Carter tape. I probably said allegedly found out about the Aaron Carter tape, but I mean, and now 2 months later, you're all hearing about it. Oh, there's a bidding war going on. There's been a bidding war going on. And the ones that lose the bidding war, they're jumping ship. Okay. So anyway, put your thinking caps on. Okay. Start looking at it like it's the music industry as a front for child sex trafficking, okay, and drug trafficking, okay? Look at it like that, and then it all makes sense. Yeah, it sucks that, Disney, the big umbrella, they slap the fairy tales narrative on top of it where, like, they try to disassociate themselves, but it's just where you're at on the food chain, okay? But it's all the same group. It's all the same. Okay, it's all the same. There's no such thing as coincidences. So Liam Payne gets dropped by Universal Music Group, and then a month later, someone pushes him over a balcony. Okay, and then like I can't with the Instagram and his manager abandoning him. Just insert Taylor Helgeson. Swap out Liam for Aaron Carter. Swap out Swap out the ketamine queen for Melanie Martin. You know what I'm saying? Just, it's like, how much do you want to put up with? People finally got sick and tired of Mark Zuckerberg, okay? And so we're like, okay, we got Elon Musk. We're gonna, we'll work with Elon. You know what I mean? We'll work with Elon. Why not? We'll work with Elon. I mean, if NASA went to Elon, then he's got to be a pretty smart guy, okay? You got to pick somebody to work with, okay? At least Elon isn't, to my knowledge, in the back room, okay, with the freak-off parties. You're never going to convince me that people didn't know about that for 25 years. Okay. It was just that if the Democratic Party, it's domino effect. If one falls, they all fall. Okay. So why doesn't people just start poking around a Luigi and being no different than that Crooks guy who shot Trump? Same thing. Same thing. Okay. Ho, ho, ho. Have a Merry Christmas if I don't see you, and a Happy New Year if I am not back before then. Namaste.